This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans, and this is the League of Ireland After Hours. David Dunn joined by Conor McAvoy, and we're live here. The second week of League of Ireland action. We want to hear from you. You can ring that, well, you can text that number up the top left, I suppose, or you can leave a comment, get involved. This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans, and I want to hear from you. But before I do, Conor, I want to tell everybody about Lansdowne Roar Plus, because I don't talk about it enough on the podcast. Do we?
I cannot answer that question.
Great. Roar Plus, guys, $4.99 per month. If you want to help us keep doing what we're doing, such as it is, you can subscribe to the pod. $4.99 on YouTube or on Spotify. Also, you can buy us a coffee. Link is in the description below, and you can get your beer mats, and you can get your sticker packs also in the description below. Anyway, Conor, how are you? Welcome to Lansdowne Roar Live again. Friday nights belong to me. You can have the boring Mondays. How are you? Yeah.
I'm good. I'm flying. I was a bit gutted some of those games were called off tonight, but other than that, I'm in great form.
Yeah, it was a bit shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With all that. Well, thank God nothing else happened during the week, football-wise. Did you hear something? Did something happen during the week, Conor? Did any other news in Irish football?
No, just Roddy Collins. McClean was the worst sign ever. That was it. Nothing else happened. No, nothing else in football terms had it. So no, that was all that happened.
And we want to ask that question. Was Roddy Collins right about James McClean? Of course, if you watched the Derry game. I didn't watch all of it. I was watching Drogs do a number on Waterford. But of course, Conor was watching that. What did you watch it out there? The Roar Faithful. What did you think of it? James McClean, the central midfielder, the midfield general experiment. What do you think of it? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it is working? They got out of jail tonight, 2-2, last minute, literally last kick of the game penalty. I mean, it was a penalty. You can't be doing that from the referee.
Did you think it was a penalty?
Yeah, he's pulling the shirt off him.
But it was a bit hard. I thought it was a bit hard because usually they have to go to the ground to get the red. But no, anyway, yeah, continue on.
The red, no, it was a penalty. You can't pull out of the guy like that. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. We see some of your comments coming in there, guys. Yeah, look, it's Lansdowne Roar. You can text WhatsApp. We'll send you the link. You text that number +44 07752 937 7715. That is the number. And I'm sorry to hear that. Tuning in from Regional Hospital in Limerick. John, I hope you're all right. Or is that John?
No, John doesn't be on the LOI Talk count. I actually don't even know who he's on the LOI Talk count. I actually don't know which of them, because obviously there's a big team of them. So I don't know which one, because I'm sure they all have access to it. But whoever it is on it, I can't remember. It's not even I can't remember. I just don't know who he's on it as the main person on the admin. So actually, whoever does be the main person on it, say who it is, because I don't know which is actually he's on the account. But anyway, I hope you're doing all right.
Yeah,
but there's obviously one of the lads based in Cork, but there's a few of them based in Cork, so I can't even guess which one it is, because it's obviously not John. But,
well, we hope you're all right. We hope you're okay, whoever you are. But
well,
yeah,
he has to be all right if he's watching this.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah. As always, have your say, leave a comment, get involved. If you want to talk to us about League of Ireland, anything about League of Ireland. If you want to talk to us about other stuff that's happened during the week with Irish football, you just haven't heard my reaction yet. Just saying, Conor. I'm just dangling that little carrot over there. I'm happy to talk about it. If you want to talk about that as well, of course, it's still raw, and we have to listen to 7 months of it. Speaking of that, actually, did you see Brian Kerr's comments? Did you hear his comments?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't because I wasn't watching the pre-match stuff. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed in a sense, obviously, because
why?
Not disappointed. I was just kind of thought, oh, here we go again. Not from Brian, or not from. It's just that I wanted to focus on the football tonight, and I wanted it to kind of be for people like myself, I like to use football as not an excuse, because I feel like that's me, like me saying there's something wrong with my life or something, or I'm depressed. I'm not. But I mean, like, in the sense that kind of separate himself from the global affairs and things going on, that I can just sit down and watch football and enjoy it and switch off and nothing to worry about. But then obviously he obviously was asked about it, and 99% of things I agreed with what he said, but I do think he was using it as a chance of a few cheap digs at the FAI. And he is the same person that was on their payroll a year and a half ago, to just stand on the sideline and do nothing, offered nothing, and then he was quite complimentary of them after. And now probably that he's out of the sight for a while, he is talking shit again. But no, I don't have a problem with Brian. I think he's obviously a good fellow, great fellow in footballing terms. But I just thought, oh, just can we
No,
just talk?
I
I can
don't know.
I can understand. I don't have a problem, because he just answered the question. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's always a bit funny because he obviously didn't. I had a quick look. I couldn't see any. I couldn't see him talking out about it, speaking out about Israel when he played him in 2005. Went over to Israel in 2005, and obviously this conflict has been going on for 1,000 years. There was no comments there. Obviously he was asked a question about it. He came on and he said that he wants the FAI to show some balls, and he wants them to, not play the game against Israel. I mean, the FAI are in a horrible predicament here. Really, I mean, we want to be about football. It's not going to be about football at all. And even I know yourself and Martin did a great review on it. By the way, if you actually do want to have an analytical look of Israel,
yeah,
from a footballing point of view, check out the video. It's the one before this one that's on the channel there. The lads, Martin and Connor, they obviously had the live watch along, and they also did a reaction to, had a bit of a think about it, and they've done a reaction video to it, and it was really good. And if you want to know a little bit more about the teams from a footballing side, that's the video for you. But yeah, it's a horrible predicament because we're going to have 7 months of this now. And like, that's not to demean the whole what's going on over there or anything like that. It's just, I'm like you. I just want to talk. Just want to be about the football. Really, it's not going to be like that. There's now talk, Connor, that the game's probably not even going to be played in Dublin, and the home game. It's going to be moved away to a neutral venue. Both games maybe to a neutral venue. Look, there has been a little bit. Brian touched on it earlier on League of Ireland on the coverage there in Virgin, where I suppose you guys didn't mention it last night. I was screaming at the video when the Irish government told the FEI, we're not giving the Yugoslav team visas. They will not be coming into the country. Sorry. And the FEI went to UEFA and went, sorry, we can't play the game. It was supposed to be in June 99. And basically, FIFA threatened to kick him out of the tournament, which I thought would have been quite harsh. And I think they got fined like 50,000 Swiss francs. And they played the game in September, beat them 2-1. So, this has happened before. To be fair, Yugoslavia probably should have been thrown out of the tournament at that time as well, since, that was obviously one of the comments coming in there about boycotting. Yeah, and I think just this time around, I think the UEFA I've never done the FEI any favours whatsoever in any of this, and you have to feel for the FEI. Brian started going on there. Brian Kerr, calling him Brian like I know him, started going on about cheap digs, or they're hardly a thing about morality themselves, etc. But the FEI, I mean, you weren't saying that, Brian, when you were sitting on the bench like a mascot next to John O'Shea last year. But anyway, yeah, and he says that he doesn't want him to play the game. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. I don't know what the right way is to go about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, it just seems to be a bit. It's this whole thing's a mess. It's the worst possible draw. There's so many connotations to it politically.
Well, Martin's in my head.
Don't you fucking dare call me Martin, son.
Because he was the one who
I'm not fucking trying. I'm not cleaning windows.
No, but like the reality is, we can't just not play it, because just obviously the premise of playing it, and if we had our way and there was no sanctions, we can't. The reality is, 2028 we've home Euros coming up, which the FAI are relying on for money. We're already in 30 million in debt. We would probably get that taken off us for not doing it. We're not a big enough country to make a difference. Like, I think it was like Sky Sports News, Sky News, has this been mentioned for a second on it? It's not global news, it's just Irish news, and so that's not going to affect it. The amount of money what the FAI roughly get 200 million every year from the UEFA hat trick / development funding, solidarity payments, for league clubs. League of Ireland clubs got 3.7 million in 2025, especially UEFA grants. The FAI got 4.3 million off that. So, like, the Irish football is relying on UEFA to survive. Never mind just to expand and become a better footballing nation. Without that money, the association will be dead, and it'll be no more. And I don't know what the way football will be going in this country. And so yeah, I I don't want to go into it, but like I just think it has to be played for a simple point of view is long term football in Ireland will be goosed if we somehow don't play this game because we're not going to benefit from it. And we're going to look back in 20 years saying, would we be better off just making a stand, playing the game, especially if it's in Dublin? Can we do something to really try and make an impact that'll, like, would it go more viral on social media? Or would it be bigger news if we sorted it some sort of way on the
I
pitch or the fans and something? And
I mean, it will look if there's a massive protest at the game and there's tifos and stuff like. Let's be honest, right? If that game happens in Dublin, there is um there's no way the FPI is getting out of that without a fine of some sort, with a banner, tifo, firework, um, and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be happening. The only thing I worry about, it will become a massive story if certain people get involved. See, I'm kind of thinking in the bigger picture. I'm thinking this would be a perfect opportunity for people like, let's say, Tommy Robinson coming over from England, get a ferry over or whatever. You'll have the left wing, you'll have the right wing lads coming together. I could see that. I'll be honest, I've no confidence in the Garda Síochána being able to handle that. The West Midlands police looked at it and went, nah, we don't want that. Now, obviously, that was a botched job. Guy lost his job over that. They looked at AI, didn't look at proper evidence, whatever. But they were like, don't fancy this, lads. Don't fancy Maccabi Tel Aviv fans coming over. And, the Garda Síochána are probably thinking, don't want this, lads. Don't need it. Let's try and get it moved. And I can see it getting moved. I can see it getting moved out of Dublin and can get it moved out of Tel Aviv. And it'll probably just be about 2 games played behind closed doors or something. And then we just kind of move on.
Yeah.
That's what
we'll have to, yeah. Or
Yeah.
I know that led a certain amount of home and away fans into Hungary at the time. But like, it's not even just a threat for Irish and fans going to the game, and for Jewish fans probably more going to the game, because there will be a target obviously on their back, whether you like it or not, from people going. But like, even to say bad is like, even a terrorist attack or something is probably increased even more likely in a day like that, with a big occasion with loads from each side going. But yeah, I just think we have to find a way of playing it no matter what, and I think they will find a way of playing it no matter what. I think the FAI just kind of have to be open and honest about it. Come out with the figures and say, this is the money we receive every year off UEFA. We cannot survive without this. If we boycott this game, our association is goosed. We talk about getting funding in the future, how we're keeping these academies going, how we're keeping things, and like, would you rather are these academies basically going to nothing again, and funding and grassroots in Ireland are in the bin? And it's
And I
all
think
well
the
and good.
FPI, yeah, and I think the FPI are playing it smart by saying, no, we're happy to play the game, even if the playing doesn't go ahead. They have to say that, don't they? If they say, oh, no, we can't play it, then, if they turn around and go, no, we're not playing it, like, you're in a position from a strength. You say to your wife, we're happy to play it. No, we're happy to play it, but we've been kind of advised, like, it's probably not a good idea we do, but we're happy to do it. Then you can go to your wife with something. But if you turn around and say, no, we won't, we're going to boycott it, you're going to get fined, you're going to get thrown out of the tournament. And yeah, you're right. They're going to lose a lot of money. And I think it's a big thing as well, because you're going to have the Irish contingent going over in March, aren't you, to the White House as well?
Yeah.
And they're pro, I'm not getting the politics about that, but they are pro-Israel. And that could be a very messy situation. So it's probably going to die down for a little bit, and then.
Oh, but it has to. I just want to just look forward. I just want to look forward to.
No, Connor, you're not allowed.
March. I want to look
You're
forward
not
to March.
allowed.
I want to qualify. Look forward to qualifying for World Cup. People were talking about what the
Oh,
talk a few weeks ago. The talk a few weeks ago, was it safe to go to America if we qualify? Now it's the thing of now we actually play Israel. We are definitely not safe if we end up in Tel Aviv. So yeah,
oh,
just I
I've
just
got
want to
helmets
go.
on it.
Yeah, it would have been a great. I've heard before people who've went on away trips to Tel Aviv before. It's a great place to go on an away trip, but it's such a pity that we'll probably never get to go there.
It's just it's such like everything's such a fucking shame, isn't it? Where we are in the world, man. If we were doing this 20 years ago, it would have been great crack. You know, you'd be going to Moscow, you'd be going to Ukraine, you'd be going to, you're going to all these places. Like, the world's fucked at the moment. It's awful. It really is. It's absolutely awful. Booked my flights for Kosovo today, by the way.
Same.
No, you booked a flight. You're staying
I
over
booked
there,
two
right?
flights. No, no, I booked two flights. I booked a flight from Dublin to London and London to Kosovo. So it's two flights, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going over Wizz Air. By the way, the most convoluted fucking website I've ever used. Jesus Christ.
You have an issue with
Actually,
everything, though. Like I told you, just buy an iPhone. I don't know what your big issue is. Buy an iPhone.
nothing to do with my phone. Fuck off.
It's crap. And like
Right.
you don't even like. Did you download the Wizz Air app, or did you try to do it all through like Google?
Tried to do it on the website. Tried to do it on the website. On the phone. Then I tried to do it on the desktop on my laptop, and it was fine. It just wouldn't accept my payment. So I rang the credit card company, and they're like, "No, it's fine." And then anyway, and I rang up Wizz Air. I said, "No, it's fine. Can you just? Oh yeah, we'll get back to you in 24 hours." But I need it now. No good to me. I've legroom and everything, Connor. 3-hour flight, but
Did you do that for your flight to Canada, by the way? Because people don't know we booked our flights to Canada for the friendly at minimum. Hopefully, stay out there. But did you buy
no,
actually like because it was €80 or something for a seat, wasn't it? To get it just to pick your seat.
yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah,
I haven't
€80.
even looked at that properly. I mean, I'll look at that tonight. Actually, yeah, we're going to Canada, lads. We're going to be live from Canada, Montreal. Hopefully not a Montreal screw job.
Well, it could be much of a screw job to Canada. We could say that. Not to Ireland. It could be the other way around. Well, hopefully no one dies or anything, but I mean, like in the sense that we batter them on their home patch.
Yeah, revenge for Bret Hart, Bret Hitman Hart. Show my age there. Yeah, no, we're going to Canada. We're going to Kosovo. Going to get my flights to Austria as well. Can't wait for all that. Don't know what's going to happen to the Israel game. But anyway,
we'll be hopefully going somewhere for that. But yeah, hopefully we'll get to attend the game anywhere from some stead. Anyway, just if anyone's looking to call in, even if you just want to send us a DM on social media to Rep Tracker or Lansdowne Road, probably easiest maybe if you comment on it, because sometimes if you haven't maybe if you've DM'd me before, I'll get the notification, but if you haven't, it may come up on requests, and I may miss that because sometimes there's too many requests and different bots and stuff. So if you maybe comment on the post, or if you've DM me before, I know like to John, and came on will probably want to come on, and they've lads obviously they have text before and stuff. John texted you the other day, didn't he, Dave? And came on has this obviously all on Instagram and stuff. So
yeah, no, come on. We're gonna get him on here now. Actually, yeah. He's getting ready to come on. We're going to get our first caller on here, guys. So if you want to get involved, you want to talk to us. Obviously, we got the comments coming through. We are going to get to those comments. We will get to those comments. We're going to do the.
I'm sorry for 20 minutes of not talking about League of Ireland, but kind of blame Brian Carey kind of brought it into it, and it's been all the talk on everything over the past couple of days, hasn't it? So, but yeah, it's been enjoyable.
Yeah. Text that number if you got WhatsApp. It won't cost you a penny. +44 07752 937715. That will get you through. We'll send you the link. Tell us who you are, what you want to talk about, and we'll send you the link and we'll get you on. We'll have a chat. Don't have your face on it.
I was gonna say, you could normal message, but you don't even have an iPhone to do it in iMessage either. So you're just completely gone to the dogs, man.
Well, I
don't know why you want to just buy an iPhone. Like, they are so much better than any other phone. Anyone that's watching, wanting better an iPhone or a stupid Android.
I have a better idea, Connor. I have a better idea than that, right? You're gonna love this. You are gonna love this. Why don't, right, you buy me an iPhone? There you go. Amazing. So there you go, Connor. You can buy me an iPhone, and then you can stop moaning about it. Otherwise, shut up.
I will I'll put interest. I'll give you a loan for it, and then I'll put interest on it.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send those repayments through the post. Right. What will we do? Will we go through the results first?
Now we'll wait till Kim on comes on and see what he wants to see what he watched first.
Yeah. Let's get him on here. Kimon. We've sent the link to him there anyway, so hopefully he'll pop on. We'll have a chat about it. Yeah. So lads, we want to talk about, give your opinion on the Israel situation. Or you want to talk about League of Ireland tonight? Absolutely.
Give the video a like.
And give the video a like, please. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is it. This is Lance and Morris's League of Ireland Friday night. No Martin, just a Lance on there. Just a bias.
By the way, if Twitter is acting up again, it's not properly posting the stream out, so I had to just tweet the link on my account and stuff. So Dave, you may want to do that actually while you're waiting on your Twitter. Just copy the link to the stream. If you go into the stream and click the three dots, and it'll say copy broadcast. So just post the link and then it'll just come up as a video. I don't know why it's done that, but I'll get Kim on here and I will have a word with him, and you can do that whilst he's coming on.
Is he on there? Is he?
He is here now.
You get him on.
Hi lads, how's it going?
Good man.
Keep the stream on the background, Dave. If you might turn it off.
All good. Excuse me.
All good.
Sorry.
All good. Do you have the stream on? No, you're all right.
Good
I
now?
thought you had the stream on the background. Yeah.
How are you doing? Yeah. How are y'all doing? Just thanks for having me again. I really appreciate it.
It's good to have you on. How are you doing? Are you good?
All good, yeah. All good here. So yeah, just on the Israel game, I think the best solution would be just have the home games, but just don't allow away fans to attend.
Agreed. I think
that way, like,
probably the most sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Like, because the Israeli FA want to have it in Tel Aviv as well, and obviously that would suit them. And then Ireland could have it at Dublin. So I just think it's a win-win for both sides, actually.
Have a whip around for the fine. That's going to happen.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. But the game is sell out anyway, so it'll be covered for it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And how do you think, like, the Irish players will be treated in Israel? Like, I think maybe the atmosphere won't be great for the Irish players in Israel either.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good at all.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough to say because, you know, there was a little winky. There was a little. They released a tweet today, didn't they? They turned around and said, "I know we'll give the Irish a welcome like no other," kind of thing, wasn't it? You know, and this happens. I was talking to Connor off air. You know, the Turkish did this to us in '91 when we beat them 3-1, the final group game Euro '92, where they basically they sold the away. They had the away tickets, sold them to the away fans. The away fans arrived. The Irish fans arrived, and then basically, they'd given the away tickets to the home fans, and there was no tickets for them. But there was nowhere for the Irish lads to sit. Just shit like that. Like, you know, you don't know. I mean, I don't know where they're going to do that. And you say, "Oh, you won't get away with that."
Yeah.
But when you're on away trips, when you're on away trips. Like you see stuff like this going on. You see fuck ups all the time. Greece, when for
Greece, sure, yeah,
when they only open up the one.
They only open one gate, and I think
you don't know.
Well, the Greek FA did just left that stadium, and I don't know if that was like one of the main factors they did it, but yeah, they decided they won't have the games there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a disaster there. Gary Sweeney asked, "Do we go to home games?" Gary, we go to all the games, baby. Home and away, live.
You didn't have to put it in there.
We do the stream from the stadium.
But anyway, Kim on away from Israel. We're actually talking about the League of Ireland. Did you watch any games tonight?
I had training, so I just managed to. I just got to watch a bit of the Derry game, to be fair, and I don't think McClean at centre midfield is gonna work, to be fair.
No. He nearly cost him a goal at the very end, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Like, I understand why the manager did it, because that Fleming guy, I think he had a good season at left back for Derry last year, and I think he just wanted to keep him in the starting 11, but yeah, I just don't think how this benefits Derry at the end of the day. How about you, David?
Probably.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, Dave.
What?
Kim on asking a question.
Sorry.
What are you asking, Kim on? Sorry, mate. Bit of delay.
Do you think, like, with McClean's situation. Like obviously he's playing in midfield now, but I don't think that can go on.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it. I was watching bits of it, and there was saying I watched the last 20 minutes of it because the Drogs game was over, and I was watching the Drogs game initially, and then basically they just said like he's just sitting in front of the back four really, and he gave, there was loads of space. There was one guy in the middle next to him doing it all. McClean's on a centre midfielder. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that is. I don't know if that's something he's insisted on, and maybe had it written into his contract, like I'll play, but I want to play in the centre of the park because I can do it. Maybe he thinks he's coming in. Maybe and I could be wrong. He could be coming in like Billy Big Bollocks into the League of Ireland, thinking I've played every level, all four levels of the English game in the league. I can come into this League of Ireland. I can fucking run the show, and you can't. He's never played. I think he played once under trap, in central midfield. I've never known to play central midfield. It's a skill set. He doesn't have it. His skill, by the way, his delivery is amazing, and I know he
got a brilliant assist.
For sure.
Brilliant assist, the brother.
I mean, it was a corner, but like,
but it is. He is. In fairness, I would go it this far to say he is world class in terms of corner taking ability. I know we could say set piece, but I don't think he can't, because direct free kicks. He doesn't score free kicks, but in terms of his delivery from corners, he is world class. He's never lost that, and I don't think he ever will. But it is it is a bit of a worry, isn't it, Kim, on that he's
I agree, yeah.
that he's like, I would maybe think after tonight will it change it, but the reality is they're on 4 points. They're sitting second in the table. No, Rovers haven't played yet. Shell's played. Shell's games obviously was called off tonight, so like they are kind of sitting in second, and they won't be unhappy, because the fact is they didn't really deserve a point tonight, did the lads? I thought Dundalk deserved it in the end. If like Michael Duffy's late penalty, I thought it was stupid by Rob Cornwall, even though I did think it might have been slightly harsh, because usually those sort of things are only given when an attacker kind of throws himself to the ground. Like, it's very rare you see someone actually stay on their feet and get their jersey pulled, and the referee not just say, oh, less of the contact and play on, but the referee gave it. You can look at it either way. So I thought it was slightly harsh, to be honest, because but I'm more in the mindset is but I'm more in the mindset of like, I'm so used to them never ever being given unless you just throw yourself to the ground, like which is probably the wrong mindset to have towards it, because he still is pulling them and dragging them. But I'm just so used to the whole thing of if you don't throw yourself to the ground, you're done, or you may as well have. So that's why I couldn't believe it when he blew. Because I don't know if you've noticed, lads, when the penalty was given, Rob Cornwall started celebrating. He thought it was the full time whistle. And then the poor fella turned around, and they all started going mad.
Funny,
the penalty. So, and then obviously they got a few yellow cards. So I think Vinnie Leonard got one. Dervin got a yellow from it as well, from going mad at the ref. You can understand the frustration from the Vox point of view as well. But Kim, on, I seen you were very impressed by Gabemi Arubi when he came on as well.
He looked good.
I was as well.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him before, to be fair, but I thought he did very well.
Yeah, I was impressed as well by Arubi. I thought his pace, power, his link-up play was very good, and obviously he scored the goal that we all thought was going to be the match winner. But yeah, a bit of a worry though. I think the Dundalk will be happy to come away from there, more from a performance point of view than the whole thing of, even though they dropped the 2 points at the end. I think their fans will be really happy, and even Kieran Kilduff will be really happy, with the fact that they got a really, really, really good. A really good performance away against someone who, at the end of the day, I know they're on 4 points now, and they'll feel like they should be on 6 comfortably. They couldn't have asked maybe for 2 better teams to start the league against, so especially at home. But like, it was a really, really positive performance by Dundalk, which is good to see, because we all thought that they would have came up this season and really struggled. Well, not once after we seen their business in the off season, because their off season business was brilliant, but we didn't think they would have the funds to reinvest. But so fair play to Dundalk. They have one of the best young managers in the country in Kieran Kilduff, and I think they're going to have a very good season this year because of. And I don't know if you've seen Owen Kenny's goal either. His goal was brilliant, and
it was a good goal. Yeah.
And Danny Mullen, obviously. Danny Mullen hit the post at the end as well, just before the penalty that was the equaliser. So yeah, a lot to work on for Derry. They need to really reconsider what they're going to do with James McClean in midfield, and if they're going to continue to do it, they have to stick by it. and Lynch has to really, really, really stick by it and say that this is what he thinks is right and what thinks is best for the club going forward. And you kind of have to just say, okay, go with it and show us, prove to us in the long term between now and what do you say
Hmm.
between now and April that this is the right thing for Derry going forward. Although I think all of us at this stage would say it's the wrong thing. But as Kimon said, Brandon Fleming has probably been their best player towards what the end of last season and into the start of this season. So it's very tough to drop in, but I don't know if he's a vet else to
Hmm.
add in that game.
I do.
El
I think
Gary
Derry
there.
had. Sorry.
Sorry, just showing that El Gary there, Gary Sweeney. No idea how I
Yeah.
got into this. Well, Gary, I'm glad you're in it, and I hope you're enjoying it. So keep watching. And if you want to talk about Gary, anything Irish football, I presume you're a new viewer. Irish football, whatever. Get into it. Give us a shout. Give us a tell us what you Oh, I've got another comment in there. Tell us tell us what you think. Sorry, keep on. Continue.
I
Continue.
reckon. Yeah, no worries. I reckon Sligo actually deserved a point against Derry. I think they put up a very good fight.
They did, yeah. 100%.
And I mean, Derry have had to, I think Connor said it, two very easy fixtures to kick off with, and they're both at home, obviously. So, I mean, they found a way in the end, but maybe, maybe it's just new signings, getting to know each other because they made a good few signings. But yeah, time will tell. I think it's going to be between them and Rovers, anyways.
You think Shells could be in it? No?
No, I don't think so, no. I don't think they'll even get top three, to be fair. I think it's going to be maybe I'd say Derry will win the league and then Rovers at second, and then I'd say Bows will get third.
And wasn't it John said last week he doesn't think Shells will get top four either. So a few people
I
are
think,
on anti Shells.
yeah.
I think Shells are going to finish second, to be honest with you. So
Oh, fair enough.
it's a few mixed opinions on it, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's good though this year. We have a lot of good teams, a lot of teams that
Yeah.
consider themselves title favourites or not title favourites, title contenders that
Mhm.
we haven't really had in previous years. So it's exciting, isn't it, that we actually have a lot of players in contention. Well, where is John? John, where are you? I know you'll be coming on
He'll be
eventually.
coming in. He'll be coming in a few minutes. He'll be coming in.
Oh, is he? Has he told us
Yeah.
he's coming? Has he told us he's coming?
He'll
Because
be coming in a few minutes.
I want to hear the opinion on
Right.
Cork tonight, obviously, because Cork are playing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Come on. Listen, thank you, my good man. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Can I just put one last question to you? The conversation
Go
going.
for it.
Go on.
Obviously last year we had Josh Hoon. Apparently, he was the League of Ireland player who apparently deserved the League of Ireland call, our national team call up. Do you think there's going to be a player this year who fans are going to want to get a call up? Obviously the March fixtures are very difficult, but do you think there's a chance that any League of Ireland players might get a look into from Heimer?
I think the only one that really I could say, and I think he is one that actually probably will go on to play for Ireland senior team in the future, is Jack Henry Francis at Chelsea. I think he's the best midfielder in the league.
He had a great season last year, I think.
Yeah, and they obviously missed a lot of the season through injury. And obviously
Mhm.
he didn't sign until the summer when he left Arsenal, and then he was injured for at the start of it a lot. I think he's the best midfielder in the league. I think he has everything to go on and be a top player. And I'm surprised he never even got his debut at Arsenal when he was on the bench all those times last season. So, but yeah, I think he's an unbelievable player. I think it'll be Shells. I know he's under contract to the end of the next season, so I don't know whether Shells will end up selling him this off season. But no one will get called up, in my opinion, to be honest, in the League of Ireland at the moment.
Fair enough,
The
yeah.
senior team. Although if his Heimer had got his way and had his camp in January, we would have seen lads got their official Ireland debut and stuff and got an opportunity. But I think that the main squad in March obviously is impossible. A World Cup would be impossible. And you'd be maybe Nations League, someone may get a late call up or something, or someone might do really well and there's a few injuries. And if we qualify for World Cup and do well, the Nations League could be used more of as an experimental thing. If we get to play in Kosovo in one of the last, what is the last fixture, by the way? Is the last fixture Kosovo at home? Is it? I'm not too sure if
I'm not sure, actually. I'd say it is because Kosovo was their first fixture away from home though. So I'd say Noonan maybe as well. Michael Noonan, if he's still at Rovers.
I still think it's probably too soon, to be honest.
Too soon.
The problem is we have so many strikers that are doing really well. Playing, not doing really well, but playing at a high standard that you can't pick a League of Ireland lad over a lad that's playing regularly in the Championship. So there is obviously a lot of good young players in the League of Ireland at the moment, but Hopefully, hopefully we'll get the stage in next. It'll probably take 5 years of
Yeah.
developing the league, developing young players in the league, that someone actually becomes a proper international in the league. Obviously, Jack Byrne is probably the closest we ever got to it, who was very, very close to being, you'd say, probably a regular international in the league, but then he obviously made that move to Cyprus, which didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
But I think we're still a few years off that anyway. But I don't know if Dave has anyone else that's comes to his mind.
Not really. Michael Noonan's probably the only one that could make
Yeah.
it, but it's
Too
too early. It's too early.
Yeah.
We're only 2 games
Yeah.
into it. Shamrock Rovers haven't even played a game yet. They won't play the first game until probably the 23rd of February at this rate. So it's too early to say. But anyway,
So
go on.
that's
Right,
good for
man.
me,
Keep on.
lads. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next
Thanks,
Friday.
man.
We'll see you next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you on next Friday. Good man. Top man. Good lad. Keep on. Just gonna go through some of the comments here, guys. Whilst we're waiting, we're gonna get John, and I think we're gonna get Jamie as well. So we're getting both.
Oh, together as a package, is it? A package deal, is it?
Interesting Nonsense 6582, who is a Roar Plus subscriber. Thank you very much. Interesting Nonsense. Eating Lance, Lance and Roar after hours, just like the Baywatch spin-off, Baywatch Night. Love it. Thank you very much. Keemon again. Hi lads, hope you're all doing very well. Of course, we had him on there. Good man, Keemon, as always. Give him a follow. What's his Instagram, Connor?
Irish Football Focus.
Irish Football Focus. Give him. We collaborate a lot with him. He's a good lad. He's an Irishman in Greece. So there you go.
Not many of them. A great bit of this. What's it? This app. I'm forgotten how to say it.
Diaspora, as David Ford says. Jesus Christ!
Did he say that?
Diaspora, yeah. And of course, turning in from the regional hospital. Sorry, read that one out earlier on. Engelbert at Engelbert 2. He says that Roddy Collins is a walloper.
You're not far off, to be fair.
No, and Keemon added that Roddy Collins is a media chancer. No, he's got to keep himself relevant. Fucking glass.
He was on. By the way, sorry to interrupt. Do you know where he was on about McClean? Did you see him actually speaking about the Israel thing earlier? I seen a clip of him speaking about it earlier. I was like,
oh yeah.
The problem is, I don't have a problem with. It's like, say for example, me or you or a producer or something, and you're thinking, who will I get on to speak about? Obviously, what's going on and what you think. Roddy Collins is not one of the first people I would contact to speak about. Obviously, I don't think he said anything wrong, and I know he was on about where he should boycott the game and stuff. But I don't think he looked. But he just wouldn't be the first person I'd go to at all. I don't know what he was on. I don't know what was it. Do you know what he was on? I just seen the clip.
Yeah, Daniel Lambert was on the other end. He's been doing the rounds in the media today, and I don't know what it was. I saw the clip, and he was just going on saying, I thought he was gonna, because I heard like snowflakes. He was going about snowflakes, so I thought, he's obviously going on that he wants the match to go ahead, and people should just fucking get on with it. But then I went and listened to the whole clip, and went, okay, so he's completely against the match going ahead. And then Daniel Lambert was saying that UEFA have. They have the right to kick them out, but they won't exercise that right. So, but yeah, it was a bit of a strange one from Roddy. There you go. He's doing the rounds out, Roddy. Fair play to him. Martin Fitzpatrick, well done, Dundalk. Great result. Yeah, they were very good. Dundalk, definitely not going to be a pushover. They're looking to stay up, obviously, not go straight down. If you went, Cork, they don't want to do a Cork, Connor, do they? They don't want to go straight up and fucking straight out of the league. We'll go through those results later on. And Martin, thank you very much as well. You are a Raw Plus subscriber, as is Keemon. Mega Dog 1990, J Dog, sorry, 1995. Drogheda didn't need to do much. He's also a Raw Plus subscriber. Thank you very much. Wasn't impressed with Derry versus Sligo. Not looking good tonight. Arguably the easiest two fixtures, and they've made hard work. And that's a point, That is a fair point. They weren't impressive last week. I watched that game. They're very bad against Sligo, and they weren't great tonight. There is an issue there. So I do agree with that. And then he continues, treating unlucky, worry for them this season though. Toothless up top. Well, at least they won't get relegated.
But just on like, I know he said Sligo and Dock, two easiest teams. Certainly not worse than Waterford. Jesus, Waterford are absolutely horrendous. Sorry to anyone who supports them, but like last week, first half against Shells, I don't think it could go any worse than that first half. And then they proved it tonight at the first half against Drogs tonight. Oh my God. Absolutely shocking. Fair play to Drogs. Drogs went and done what Drogs do. 2 goals in 10 minutes, doing really, really well. But yeah, I would really worry if I'm a Water fan at the moment. They are really, really bad. Like, they are 2 of the worst 45 minutes, opening 45 minutes I've seen by League of Ireland teams in a long, long time.
Absolutely. We got John in the studio. He's going to come on now in a second. Just wonder if you want to wait till Jamie comes on. Let me know. John, give us a WhatsApp there if you want to wait for Jamie.
I'll give us a thumbs up. Oh, there's Jamie.
Jamie's there. Give us a couple of minutes, lads. We're just going to go through some comments and then we're going to switch over to yourself there. Pat Walsh wants us to boycott. That is actually an Irish thing, by the way. That is, you know the story about the boycott?
No, all I know is attack.
Basically, yeah, there was some lad. Oh, it's an Irish thing, basically. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but it's from an Irish town where basically there was this fella called Boycott. They didn't like him in the town. He said to everybody, just ignore him. Don't do business with him. Don't speak to him because he's done something awful. It was in an Irish town, but this guy was, I believe, an English guy called Boycott because it is an English name. And that's where the phrase came from. Look it up. It came from Ireland.
Someone can tell us in the comments if they know more.
Yeah. I mean, I could do the whole AI thing. And League of Ireland Talk pod. We're going to have 2 lads from League of Ireland Talk pod. But this was actually Cian. Cian is my name. I'd be from Limerick myself. Cian's my name. Jamie does most of the admin work for us, to be honest. To be fair, I should say. I think we have John on shortly to join the 2 of you.
Good man, Cian.
As well. Good man. And
so you actually are a Treaty fan. I thought you were one of the Cork lads. So you had a bad night that late. Bad enough being in hospital, and then you get the late winner by Cork, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get the 2 lads on there. Just make sure, lads, I know you can hear me. Just make sure if you have it on in the background, just have it switched off so it doesn't come through. So here we go. We got John and we have Jamie. Welcome, lads. Welcome on.
What's the story?
Yeah, not bad. Good to have you on League of Ireland after hours, lads.
Yeah, you had John on last week. You have to get the co-host that talks sense, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice Kerry jersey. That was a nice Kerry jersey.
It is nice. Yeah, the home one's not great, but this one we didn't wear it tonight.
Is that what you were watching tonight? Was it Kerry you were watching tonight?
Unfortunately.
How did
horrible?
Is that a Macron jersey? Is it?
Yeah.
May I just say, Connor, Macron are a fine company, a really top brand company. I'm not being sarcastic either. We love Macron, don't we, Connor?
We love Macron.
We love Macron. We love Macron. Macron.
Yeah.
If
you're going to be, people are going to think you're being sarcastic now, and no one knows what you're on about. But anyway, lads, ignore that prick. But
I'll tell you boys off air. But
anyway, lads, obviously, Jamie, you weren't at the UCD Bowl. I hope you didn't travel up the UCD Bowl.
No, I did actually consider it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. What was the performance? Really, really bad. I imagine the pitch didn't help with the fact that the game probably wasn't the greatest of standard anyway.
I don't think we had any significant chance. Like, our goal was an own goal. It was an Akute shot that deflected.
Yeah.
And then the equaliser, the goalkeeper came out for the cross, got nowhere near it and just tapped it into an open net. Their second goal was quite good, to be fair, but
their second goal was right. Yeah, their second goal was good. But the thing is, UCD always play good football. Always look a good football inside, no matter what. It's usually experience kind of lets them down at the end of the day. But it was interesting actually. Cahill McCarthy played 80 minutes against Chelsea tonight. This time last year, he was playing in the first division for UCD, and it shows how fast lads can turn it. Like, their whole career can just go from playing week in, week out against the likes of Kerry and John's lovely Cork, and then ending up playing against Chelsea in the FA Cup. I think he was left centre back, so he was basically up against Estevao. So it's a big difference from going up against your first division wingers. But yeah, are you worried about Kerry this season, Jimmy? I think a lot of people thought they were going to have a big improvement this year, but obviously Colin Healy.
Got all playoffs for sure, but that performance wasn't great. We were going direct a lot, and the 2 lads that were up front, quite small. People you wouldn't want throwing it long. I think when Ryan Keller comes back, there's something there maybe. Yeah. But he's been out for a year. I think he's back next month, but it'll take time.
But Akute play on? Did he play on the wing?
Yeah.
Because I thought
it was sort of a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1. Cian Murphy was the main striker, and then Birmingham was sort of playing on the left, but it was also quite forward as well.
Yeah, so but at least it's only the first weekend. You could lose. Did Goodness Ogbonna come on for UCD this evening, or was he
No,
not?
they didn't make a
No,
lot of substitutes actually.
no.
They had a man sent off like the last
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Oh, I see. Adam
Well,
Wells, wasn't it? Did anyone was anyone impressive on the pitch tonight? Was there anyone
no,
that?
UCD were
No.
better. Like I actually thought Wales. I said it to John. I thought Wales was quite impressive, and then he got sent off maybe 5 minutes later.
Oh, so that's fair enough. John, Cork, big win. I don't know. It was a big win. Yourself and Bill were speaking last week about aiming for 100 points and 100 goals. Going unbeaten. I know the one tonight and they weren't close to losing or anything, but was that an uninspiring result? Only beating Treaty 1-0 at home?
To be honest, it was very uninspiring and a bit reminiscent of the 2024 season, where like obviously we won the league at a canter that year, like and all that, but it was a very like just bland year of football. Like it was kind of reminiscent of that. I would say, like, to be honest, it's the youngsters that are really the promising element. Like Killian Murphy just looked absolutely unreal when he came on. He puts a really good ball into the box for Fieker Kelleher, who should score. Matthew Murray came on as well for the last 10 minutes and he didn't really do as much, to be fair, but I think he's a great talent as well. Should have been given a bit more game time if I was to be critical of Rabson in his early days, you know. Yeah, like we've just got to be more clinical. I've cooled down a bit now, but I said some very angry things in the group there with Jamie about Shawnee Maguire. Like he was really frustrating me during the match. Now look, I adore the ground that Shawnee Maguire walks on, like don't get me wrong, but I don't know, he's kind of coming out with all this stuff in the press. I'm sure you've seen, we can discuss that maybe. He's got to do better than that, with all due respect to Treaty at first division level, you know. In fairness, though, I think Treaty actually will be okay this year. I would say City had more volume of chances and controlled the game, played better overall, but I have to say Treaty actually probably had better quality of chances, if that makes sense. Like they hit the post there once through oh my god, his name escapes me. They hit the post anyway, kind of an hour mark. They had a couple of decent long shots and stuff like that. They just frustrated us really well. They like, you know, Mbango was very good, to be fair. I think a lot of people were given. Sorry, go ahead.
Was he the one who got the assist? Was that who got the assist for a goal? Yeah, a very nice assist.
It was a good assist, to be fair, and it was kind of the pre-assist was what impressed me as well. It was a great pass from Killian Murphy. Yeah, look, I'll let you in now, but it was a bit uninspiring, to be honest.
Yeah, because obviously Killian Murphy's very highly thought of. He was called up for the Ireland 17s this week, but Cork think that highly of him that they wouldn't let him travel because he's a key part of the first team at the moment. I know, like the Spurs are very, very keen on signing him when he turns 18, so that's how highly he is thought of the club. Did he? I'm guessing he came on as a number 10. Did he tonight? As 10, or did he come on off the wing?
He was. Yeah, he was. To me, from my understanding, I might have to rewatch the game. He was kind of playing almost as a deep line midfielder, but he did take up positions in the wing in the 10. Like he made a really he's rapid, to be fair. Like he made a really good run there when he first came out and wins a corner. Yeah, but I he took up a lot of positions. I'd say he covered serious ground. But to just directly answer your question, I suppose a 10 really with kind of deep line midfielder characteristics, you know.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have it. Obviously, it seems to be every year a young player at Cork ends up becoming the new fan favourite, of course. And it seems like this year is going to be his year. Anyone from Treaty impress, or was Treaty just really neutralising your strengths and kind of just trying to hit you on the counter and make use of chances when they got them?
Yeah, like they impressed me defensively, to be fair. We've had like Stephen Healy, who was in midfield. I can't really remember him giving away the ball at any stage, and I kept a bit of an eye on him because we've interviewed him. He was decent. Robbie Lynch at right back as well, put in a good shift. Their left back, his first name is Scarcey, but his surname is Lynch as well. He was very That's it. Thank you. No, like Josh Fitzpatrick got the better of him a couple of times, but yeah, he wasn't bad. But they were really, I would say, toothless up front, Treaty, and that's what ultimately cost them. You know, so yeah, no, a couple of impressive players. I think they'll actually do a bit better than I thought, judging on tonight. But still, still a bit uninspired from Cork. So go on.
And just you were giving out about Seanie Maguire. Were you giving out, is it in relation to his attitude, or was he missing chance after chance, or was he movement really poor? What was it that specifically really annoyed you?
It's a good question. Yeah, I would probably say movement. He just simply wasn't involved enough in the game. To be fair to him, in the second half, he did come into it a bit more. He makes a few good passes and stuff, and he's a bit like progressive in his passing. But in the first half, all I can remember him doing was just missing a couple of chances, and so I think movement would be the main one. But look, I still think Seanie will have a great season. To be fair, I'm talking like I'm his best friend now, but Seanie Maguire will have a great season. But no, look, just I think maybe he needs to get out of his own head a little bit. That's just my observation, you know.
And do you think you have to take back your famous statement? Will your statement? 105 to go.
Oh, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think I ever. Well, I kind of agreed with Bill, didn't I? So yeah, I said it. It's a bit worrying, but no, I'll say we still do it. I think we did create a lot of chances tonight, and if we can just get that clinical bit more right, it's still definitely possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and just lads, what do you think of the James McClean experiment so far in centre midfield for Derry? I know, obviously, I don't know if you've had Derry or anything on the background, but Derry I've used given up on James McClean in midfield.
Yeah, I mean, he was at fault for the goal last week. Like, that was, inexperience being a midfielder. He should have followed Kiki. I didn't see today's game. I know he set up the goal, but he's always been good from set pieces, hasn't he? That's kind of irrelevant. But not really sure. But then Brandon Fleming's so good that, like, can you drop him?
Yeah, true. John, do you agree?
Yeah, like what I just couldn't get over last week, like Jamie's dead right, he was at fault for the first goal. But like, I just think his end product for midfield last week was dreadful. Just at times basic passes he wasn't completing. He was very like tenacious, to be fair. He got around the field, and I'm sure he's not like a nice player to play against, so he's decent in that sense. But if you want to like win the league, it's shown in the last few years. It's your midfielders like last year, like Matt Healy, who's really proficient technically, that kind of gets you over the line. So I don't know. I worry about the McClean experiment, and I know we're kind of taking the piss, for want of a better word, out of Roddy, Collins and stuff there, but I think he is right, like in many ways about McClean, that like you can't really drop him, and I think that could be a bit of a problem for Derry moving forward.
He did respond to Collins though.
Or did he?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you saw it, the FAI yesterday when it was announced that we were playing Austria, and of course last time we played Austria away, he got the winning goal in 2016, and he reshared it, and he had, look at that pass to such and such, that football intelligence or that football IQ or something like that. So it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek response to it. You didn't expect him to not,
It was the most light-hearted response he's ever had, I think. Because usually he has a proper go. I thought he had a go about.
I think to say James. Look, I think to say James McClean has no footballing IQ is harsh from Roddy, and of course, Roddy's got to keep himself relevant. And listen, whatever, pays your bills, no bother. But it still requires football IQ to make the run down the left, to cross the ball, and you know what I mean. Like that goal against Austria was brilliant. That run, that space, that's football IQ. He just doesn't have the football IQ. No, he doesn't have the skill set. Football IQ, I think, is a harsh way of putting it. He doesn't have the skill set to be a central midfielder because he hasn't played it. He hasn't played it. He plays in channels. You're playing channels, not in big pools. I went on about this last week, and it's going to get worse. But I don't know, lads. You reckon is that something he's insisted on? Is that him being a bit of a Billy Big Bollocks in the league? I've come over from England. I've done it all. I'm here now. I'm going to run the show. Or do you think that there is literally just we don't have anyone else to play in that position?
Well, I suppose what they always say, like the better you are, the further up the field you play. So it might be that kind of a thing where he's come from the championship and he's just thinking, I'm not playing left back.
Really big bollocks.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Mm.
I mean, there was talk about him playing striker potentially. I saw some of that. Like, he's a guy with an ego. Like that can't be denied.
Well,
He'd
so
probably
what
be
happens?
better. He'd probably be better though as a number 9, but I think he'd probably be better because at least he could run in behind or something and get stuck in defenders, and he might ride up a few defenders at a time, getting stuck into them, hitting a few shoulders. Like, but like they do have good midfielders. Like Onyeka, that was at Waterford. He's brilliant midfielder. Like,
so what happens if like Derry could see the penalty? Does he get in goal as well? Like, I'm fucking taking over, lads.
No, it's only before shootouts. You suddenly see Brian Maher takes his gloves off, but probably McClean would probably be more effective in shootouts because of obviously Brian Maher's a bit small on the goalkeeper side, so you usually want someone as tall as possible in goal. But yeah, I don't know if lads you think it's mad that McClean's playing. I'm not in a problem with him playing, but Onyeka's he was unused sub last week again, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then unused sub again tonight, and like I thought he was excellent last season for Waterford and a player with real ability. Like I don't know if will Tiernan Lynch. Do you think Tiernan Lynch could lose the dressing room this season if it goes on continues like that? Like they only used 2 subs tonight. And the second sub, the boy signed from Charlton, Henry. Is it how you pronounce his second name? Rylan, whatever it is. He came on the 92nd minute. So basically, they made 1 sub in the whole game. And for a club like Derry with the squad to have the money to invest in, a lot of those lads will think fairly highly of themselves. They'll think, I have to be playing every week. You brought me in. Obviously, they'll all be on good money because they're at Derry, but it'll probably be more spread out the minutes when Europe comes about. But I don't think a lot of the players probably are best pleased with how it's gone the first couple of weeks. And will a few players be thinking themselves, we've seen enough of McClean in midfield now at this stage. We can't keep playing him there. But it's mad on SofaScore, he was the highest rated player on the pitch. He got an 8.4, mainly probably because of the miss assist. And in fairness, he did throw himself about a few times and like put in a few tackles. I know duels tend to be a lot of things on SofaScore. And actually, he did have 91 touches, which is a lot of touches for what you'd say a League of Ireland player in a match. When you compare it to obviously Adam O'Reilly, who's his midfield partner, had 50. So it is a big difference. But I feel like him and Adam O'Reilly are quite similar in types of. I think Adam O'Reilly's a better midfielder, but I think in terms of they're very tenacious, they're very get in your face, trying to get stuck in, rile you up. And it's like McClean was trying to be that dictator, or he was trying to be Sergio Busquets or Frankie de Jong in the middle of the park when he doesn't really have that ability to kind of take it on the half turn like a normal midfielder does and play with. He doesn't really play with his head up like that as much as kind of he's used to just have the head down and try and knocking it past someone and whipping it in at the far post or near post. So it is for a team like that. It is mad. And just on I said earlier, I think Waterford, 2 first halves I've seen of them in the last 2 weeks are 2 worst first halves I've ever seen from a League of Ireland side. Do you think Waterford are on a collision course to relegation or at least bottom 2 at this moment?
It's just the goals. I mean, like Ammon's probably the only striker in the league you'd say could score 10, 15 goals. I think that's enough to at least get him to the relegation playoffs on. I don't know. Dundalk started. I mean, that's a decent result for them tonight.
I think it's them and I still have Galway finishing last, but I just think the way Waterford have been playing, it's like Almonds having no opportunities. I know they got the draw last week, which ended up being a good draw, but I think it was more Shells just put it on a plate for them in the end. But it's weird when you watch Waterford, like they haven't really. I don't think they've improved. Like it's like the likes of like McMullen. I didn't think was good for them last season, and he was kind of the first man they brought back in, and it's like you kind of have to show a bit of evolution. Obviously, he's a young player, could go on. Like Johnny Kenny wasn't good with Rovers in his first season. Second season, he was unreal. So like things like that does improve. But I just don't see. Obviously, the Fleetwood connection doesn't help. But and they brought in some good players. But like Amond on a 2-year deal, will we see probably towards the end of the season? Will he start to see the age a bit? But it's hard to know yet because he will still score goals, but he still does need chance to create from. Obviously, Tommy Lonergan's a good player as well up front with him. But I just looking at tonight and I think their midfield just gets ran over every week. I thought Drogheda, even physically wise, I know Drogheda physically wise at home can bully any team really, but it looked so easy for them. I know Dave watched that as well. Like so, Dave, I know what you thought of Drogheda. I thought Drogheda, it just looked easy for Drogheda. It just looked like they never even had to get out of first gear.
Yeah, it was a doddle. It was an absolute doddle. I mean, he had for I don't know what the possession rate at the end was, but they had less possession. It's typical Drogheda than Waterford. They just sat back and just hit them on the counter, didn't they? Waterford just had no end product. They did come when they went 1-0 down. They did go at Drogheda. To be fair to them, first goal was a screamer. Second goal,
I think McMullen could have done better for it. I honestly think McMullen could have done better for it.
yeah, I
don't.
angle.
I think
Well,
it was more straight on.
It was the angle. The angle on the camera, like, it's very hard to see. It was a bit of a weird camera angle on the replay. And the second one could have been a penalty. It was a penalty shoot, bang, just outpowers the defender, doesn't he? Turns around, puts it. I mean, that kind of sums it all up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That even that second goal, like, just brushed off the defender, made a bit of space, turned, bam, 2-0. Yeah, it was real men against boys stuff. They just sat back and just hit them on the counter. It was so easy for them. They won't have an easier game than that this season, I don't think. Yeah. But yeah, they're in serious trouble, Waterford.
Yeah. And just, lads, we haven't even spoke about the two games that were called off because of the rain. Fairness, Brendan texted me last night to say about there's no way this Pats match and Rovers match will be on. He thought Drogheda would be called off as well, but thankfully that was on. But, like, do you find it mad that, like, I know UCD's a different part of Dublin to Tala and to Tolka Park, but, like, it's not that far away. Like, the fact that those pitches were waterlogged, and obviously some places get it worse than other, but it was mad to think that both those games in 2020, like, obviously 2 weeks in a row in Rovers. I don't know if you've seen Barry Murphy, obviously the ex-Bows and Rovers keeper, was tweeting earlier about teams getting the plastic cover that you put on your pitch and you kind of take it off, and saying what his research on it is it's not that expensive. So, like, I know I still think, my opinion, I think before we even do touch some of the grounds in terms of stands wise, I think the pitches need to be the most important thing, because it is the product at the end of the day, what we're going to see. And you are most entertained when you watch sometimes teams on a better pitch and you actually see them play proper football. Like, there's a lot of times that we see Drogheda you actually see Drogheda's football and ability when you put them on Tala. Usually on other pitches, it allows them just to kind of play that long ball game where you never see it. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen Barry Murphy's comments, but what do you think of another week of destroyed by weather, and like it could happen next week again? Like, you never know.
I suppose the problem is, like, a lot of the teams don't actually own the grounds, so they can't really do anything. I was reading an article in The Athletic a few weeks ago, and it costs like around 750 grand for under soil heating. Like, is a League of Ireland club going to do that?
Yeah, but but just a question, just on the cover point of view, like, the covers couldn't be more than 100 grand, could I don't know what Barry Murphy's, I don't think he said a figure, but if he said they're not expensive, I'm sure he put it in League of Ireland context, like, obviously because he's been involved with clubs, he knows what's expensive for a League of Ireland club or not. But, like, do you think that sort of thing should be brought in as for now anyway, until maybe revenue increases and clubs can do more than that?
Football, but I feel like it was okay.
Sorry, just to put in there, football pitch covers generally cost between £175 and £1,000 for standard heavy duty PVC sheets, and it can, a grand. You're talking about a grand. Sorry, just that.
Does that cover full? I'm sure that doesn't cover full pitch. I'm sure that's a small. But, like, the thing is, obviously, if you're a League of Ireland club, you'd be trying, if that's probably the cost maybe for an average one that anyone gets, you'd be getting the top end one, even if it was 10 grand, 15 grand. You think you would put that money towards that? Like, but Jamie, continue on.
Standard covers, Amazon UK list option. This is AI, by the way. Options from roughly £194 for smaller sheets up to a grand for larger 82 foot by 52 foot covers.
What is 82 by? What is the length of a football pitch in a League of Ireland? Like, what would if you put that in? How much I would? Is it? Yeah, put it in what it is to cover a full size professional soccer pitch. Just type that in. But anyway, Jamie, continue on.
Sorry. Yeah, like, you see a lot of championship games getting called off for similar reasons. So it was that effective, and it wasn't that costly. You would assume everyone's doing it. Like, surely, it's not that easy of a problem to fix.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Obviously, Blackburn in recent months have gotten, but obviously they are in. I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's financial turmoil or it's just an owner that's there that has completely given up on the club. And Michael O'Neill obviously going in today as the career mode special, managing a club and country at the same time, which is absolutely crazy. But I think it shows that his heart maybe not really isn't there with the North as much as I think if he was with managing us, not to be disrespectful, but he's a Derry lad, and I'm sure his dream would have always been to manage Ireland, and it's kind of a second rate job. But in fairness to him, go get that money. He's not going to be a manager forever.
But he's not. Well, I mean, Blackburn have a habit of doing this. I'm old enough to remember Mark Hughes being Wales manager and then taking over at Blackburn.
But at the same time, was it?
Yeah. You have to like. It's a very that's a throwback.
But did this happen 6 weeks before biggest games in Wales is last 10, 15 years since they're last in the Euros? This is a World Cup playoff. I think what I think he's probably doing is probably thinking, we've no Conor Bradley, we're going to away to Italy anyway. Very unlikely to beat them. He's kind of thinking negatively. I'm technically I'll manage that Italy game. If we lose that, I won't manage the second friendly. I'll just say, oh, sorry lads, I think I'll focus on Blackburn and go with them, and I'll step away from Northern Ireland because
they probably had a word with him. I mean, like that's a regular job, isn't it? You know, they're probably offering a lot of money if he keeps them up. You know that I don't know. He'll probably get if he does well, probably give him a huge bonus at the end. You know, fair play to him. Like Michael O'Neill wouldn't be a multimillionaire. You know, so he's got to chase the money, and fair play to him as well. I mean, Laurie Sanchez did it as well. I think he was Northern Ireland manager and Fulham manager for a bit, and then went with Fulham, and then got sacked as Fulham boss. I think there was a bit of an overlap there as well. It used to be a common thing. Alex Ferguson was Scotland manager.
But there's a reason it's not a common thing anymore, Dave, because it's not doable. It's not a doable job.
No, it's not. It's really not. But like back in the 80s, Mark Lawrenson wanted to become Ireland manager and be a Liverpool player. Alex Ferguson was Scotland manager at World Cup '86, and he was taking over as Man United manager as well. So it's a throwback, but no.
I actually think it would have been hard. I don't know if you lads agree. I think it actually would have been harder back in the day because you didn't have Y-Scout, you didn't have social media, you didn't have a huge team of analysts that could constantly, even though when you're a manager, you need to watch the players.
What you children don't understand is you had this thing called a brain and eyes.
Yeah, but you can't. If you're managing a club team at the weekend, you can't be in two places at once. You can't go.
None of this bollocks.
Yeah, but if your eyes, just because you have glasses and you have 4 eyes, that you can be in two places at once. But sorry, John, that's not offended you, but
Ow.
Like it would have been hard. It had to have been harder back in the day because if you're trying to because you can't at least go. You can't be in two places at once. At least now you can. At least if he was managing Blackburn at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, if he went home that evening, which I highly doubt he will do it because you just want a complete break from it, you can go home and you can watch your players back on Y-Scout or on iPlayer and stuff.
Sure, John Aldridge was managing Tranmere and playing for Ireland at the same time. No, it was a different thing. Like players now have to be coached, are overcoached, have to be absolutely coached in everything. They have to be coached how to wipe their arse. Back then, you didn't. So from a club,
but that's not what I'm on about. That's not. I'm just on about the fact that you can't see your players because you want to be watching your players to see who's doing well.
I know. But let me finish. But from a club point of view, you were more hands-on because you were in charge of the contracts, you're in charge of all of that, and you had your right-hand man do all the training for you, so you get away with it. In terms of international management, you didn't really coach players, and they didn't need to be coached. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I might just ask you, if Heimer decided to do that, what would your reaction be? Would you be okay with it if he decided to go to a club or whatever? Would you be like a bit frustrated that he should be just focusing on the Ireland job solely?
I'd say that'd be my reaction to it. What about you, Connor? Your mate, go on.
My mate, I like him. He's a great fella. But no, it's a question if he went. It was a Blackburn job or just any job specifically?
Any job at all, but we'll say Blackburn.
Oh yeah, I'd tell him. I'd tell him to do one. Like I think it is a piss take, especially. I know Michael O'Neill. Obviously, I don't want to sound bad, but obviously he's a nationalist from Derry, so he would have grown up an Ireland fan and stuff. But the fact is, that's obviously he is from the north of Ireland and stuff. So there's a lot of people he will really respect and the community of people that he loves. So like I think it's so bad just to do what he's done. Like I actually think it is a sin.
Connor, aren't you? Why?
I think it's a sin. because international football is the pinnacle of football, and managing your country as such is as good as like imagine Martin O'Neill done it to us when he was in charge, or
He wanted to,
yeah, I know,
allegedly.
but like he's enough said about him. But like, yeah, if an Irishman, if Stephen Kenny was offered, there's no way Stephen Kenny would have done it. There's no way any other Irishman would have done it if they were in charge. So I just think, but I've said before in the past, I still think the rules for international management should be the same as international players. It just should be someone who's connected to your, it's the same rules as players as coaches. If you're a manager, you have to have you're Irish or an Irish parent or an Irish grandparent. I still think the rules should be the same. Why is it one rule for players, one rule for managers?
Well, Hamer would still get in. He's just one letter out, really, isn't he? So,
he is Irish, though. He is Irish. I've seen his passport. He has got an Irish passport. But I just think it should be a rule because I think it should be as much national feel to it as possible.
Right, lads, he's invented
that's just that's just an opinion I have. I know these lads disagree.
They're like, what the fuck can we sign up for here? Let's really talk about League of Ireland. And Connor's going on a big nationalistic fucking rant.
It's it's up at the end of March. It's up after the playoffs, technically. Okay. I know he spoke about it. The quotes from the lads that travelled over to Brussels for the draw, and he said he's really positive about it. He's had positive talks and stuff, but he does not want to sign it until after it, or he doesn't want to agree a new deal, or he doesn't want to do it as such to. Because he said he only wants to be where he's wanted, and he knows that probably if we got lost 5-0 to Czechia or something really badly happened, he knows all of a sudden everyone would be on his back and telling him they want him gone. So I think he
Martin O'Neill.
Yeah,
so Martin O'Neill after the 5-1 against Denmark.
So I think he wants to I think like I would be 85% sure he'll sign a new deal until the Euros. And I think it would just be if Czechia game is an absolute disaster. I think that's the only way he would even consider leaving, because I think he is happy and settled with Ireland, and he loves the fact that it's the biggest job he's ever taken. I know obviously he's Icelandic, and that's probably his proudest job he's ever done, and doing what he's done with them. But I think in terms of the publicity he's got from this, the attention, obviously the money he's on was he on like 800k a year or something? He's on unreal money. I think he's on huge money, or 600 or something K. I know he's on a lot of money anyway. He's on a good bit more than Stephen Kenny was on. And the reality is he'll know that his managers get big bonuses for qualifying for tournaments, and he'll know that Euro 2028 were as good as qualified anywhere and anyway. So I'm sure there's a bonus naturally that's going to be in it. Say if we qualify, you'll get this bonus. So yeah, there's financial rewards for staying on as well. So I think he's very best pleased, and maybe the new contract has a bone. I don't know if you've seen when Rob Page qualified with Wales for the World Cup that time when Gareth Bale kind of single-handedly, his contract did he go up to like 3 million a year or something absolutely crazy because of him doing because of him helping them qualify. And obviously Wales can't really afford that because they had the money to qualify, and they were able to give it to him in the end, and then they had to sack him in the end because of how bad they're doing. And now he's Liverpool under 21 manager, so yeah. Yeah, he's Liverpool under 21 manager. He's managing Trent Conor-Doherty at the moment. So, so football's bad, like how it works. So I think I'd be 85% sure that Hamer will continue as Ireland manager. But you can't be sure until March happens.
Yeah. All right. No worries. Listen, chaps, we're going to leave you guys to it. We're going to wrap up here. Thank you for coming on. You going to come back on next week?
Yeah. Well, I'll be at Kerry at Lawn watching us lose again, but we'll see.
Well, have you anything else, lads? Anything else from the League of Ireland this evening before we, in case we forgot anything else? Did we miss that you have talking about?
Well, Wexford, I don't know if you talked about Wexford, but like last season they struggled a lot with injuries. I'm expecting big things this year. I think they'll push Cork.
You think? And Bray, obviously. Bray had a really bad, I don't want to sound bad in Longford, but I think that's a bad result for them at home to Longford tonight, drawing 1-1. But Bray's team's unbelievably young. Your oldest player on the team is Sean Brennan, who's 24. So that's ridiculous. The amount of young lads they have trying this. I know Richard Freeseye scored tonight as well, and he's 17, or he could be still 16 actually. So yeah, their team is ridiculously young. I don't know if they'll be able to maintain it for the whole season, but I think in terms of talent, they're a bit probably like UCD. They could beat anyone on their day. But yeah, that's a good point on Wexford. It'll be interesting, and they have a good manager, obviously, in Stephen Elliott. John, anything else, Todd?
I'd just be very brief. A good win for Athlone, and I'd keep an eye on them just on the basis that, like, surely to God, it can't get worse than last season, you know. So keep an eye on them.
Jeez, I hope so. After last season, jeez, that was dreadful.
Yeah, very bad.
Yeah, lads, thank you very much. We'll get you back on next week. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you.
Cheers, lads.
No worries.
Cheers for coming on, lads. Cheers for coming on.
Cheers, lads. Right, Connor, just you and I left. Nice one. By the way, League of Ireland Talk Pod. There you go. There at League of at LOI Talk Pod. Lads, they're the lovely fellas. Give them a follow. You know, give them a bit of support there as well. They're
Give them
good lads.
subscribe on YouTube.
And subscribe on YouTube as well. They're good lads. We're going to get them on next week. Right, we're going to fly through the comments and then we're going to get out of here. Interesting nonsense. 6582. People say that Derry aren't playing well. That may be true, but it's way too early to be casting aspersions, new signings, etc. Rovers have started seasons overwhelmingly and recovered to win leagues. I think underwhelmingly, the word I cannot pronounce. Underwhelmingly, they have, and they've gone on to win leagues. Aaron Gubbins as well, 8340. Another Roar Plus subscriber.
Well, Aaron.
And nonsense. Well, that's it's a fair hard watch on Virgin Media. The quality is dreadful. Great to listen to you. Such an exciting year ahead, potentially. Thank you, and we really do appreciate that. And he also continues some nice away trips. Kosovo would be nice. Never will go there, only for the football. Have you ever been to Kosovo? I haven't. Connor?
No, no, I've never been to Kosovo. But it should be a crack. Have you never? I don't even know if anyone has been to Kosovo before. I don't even think.
We've never played Kosovo.
No, but do you know anyone has even been there? I don't know anyone has been there.
A friend of mine knows somebody who was there. Said it was lovely. It's just right across from Italy. Like it'll be nice there. I'm really looking forward to that. Actually, in the history there as well. 30 years ago, you know, they were getting slaughtered by the Serbs. And look at them now, and they're really thriving. It's a brilliant story. Will Kosovo be hot that time of the year? September, yeah, it'd be mild, definitely mild. Italian climate, really. Some nice away blogs for you lads. Can't wait. Busy year ahead for you all, absolutely. And he has a question. Do you think Robbie Keane has a chance of getting permanent Spurs job? Would be class to have two Irish Prem managers. I mean, they've got a manager in charge to the end of the season, haven't they? Interim manager.
Yeah, Igor Tudor or something. I don't know. I seen it came up on my phone earlier today, but all else I can see about it is whatever else knows is coming up on my phone all day, every day at the moment. But I actually haven't looked into him. I don't know if he was an assistant under, but I don't think he was, because the Johnny Heitinga under thingy, and then they had your lad that is with England as well. But no, yeah, I don't know.
He's fourth favourite. I mean, they could do a lot worse than Robbie Keane. I could tell you as manager. He's done a smashing job over Ferenc Karas. Also, what iPhone do you have, Connor? He has a 13 red.
13 black, but I'm about to get a new one. So watch this space. I'm about to get a 17 or something, or 17 Pro.
Fair enough. Nick Can 66. FEI will screw up as they usually do. He continues. Certain people in the FEI and certain clubs that are wedded to the lefty migrants, Hamas, Hezbollah, woke loving agenda, have to make a stand if they are really for Irish football or wedded to migrants. Jesus, are we on LBC? Fair enough.
Jesus.
I mean, that's his opinion.
Yeah, there's not wrong having an opinion.
No. We're here for open debate and chats.
Well, not about politics, because we're not arguing about politics.
Well,
you can give your opinion. You can give your opinion, but we're not going to argue about it.
No, I mean, you know, we're to commentate really on it. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be wedded to politics after the World Cup playoff. AAAA-or 1L5X. Ireland should not play in Tel Aviv under any circumstances. UEFA will not let it happen either. The Israelis who say this are deluded. One thing I will say about that is that I know Iran are looking, you know, the USA are looking to bomb the shit out of Iran. And that will be correlated through Israel. So there will be no games played there. I can't see it happening in Tel Aviv. Watch the space. Aaron Gubbins, would you ever do a video in your opinions on your best underrated 11 for Ireland? I think
we did our top 500. Did we think we did top 500?
I think we could have a good discussion about that, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good video. Aaron, the ideas, man. I love it. Mr. Unbaguette, no chance a League of Ireland player gets called into the World Cup playoff.
100%.
Brian Hogan reckons 8425 if Noonan bags in 20. No. My friend, I'm not going to say your name again, but thank you, by the way. I'm going to call you A because you're A1. I'm going to say R115. Joe Hodge should be mentioned when speaking about the Mars squad at this stage. He's getting plenty of starts. How is he getting on in them? Do we know?
Yeah, so while I watched them against Benfica after the week to beat Real Madrid, and I thought he was very good that day. So obviously he's continued to play well because he's started the last 4 games in a row. So he's obviously doing well at Tondela, so which is great to see an Irish lad doing well.
And by the way, I'm not sure if you're new to, because I don't do the lives as much as I would like to. I'm not sure if you're new to the stream or not. But every Monday we do an oi big. You can find out how we're getting on. All the lads in the squad, in and around the squad, we tell you. It's a good thing to look at. Kieran Marley, Rep Tracker looks like Eddie Durkin's brother in the Hardy books. Look it up.
I did. He's just a hairy ginger fella. I don't think I'm that hairy now, Kieran.
What was it? Eddie Durkin brother. Let's have a look.
He's got long hair. He's a ginger fella with long hair and a beard.
Durkin. Okay, hold on.
He looks very like Sheamus in WWE, doesn't he?
He does actually. Hold on, let me share this.
God knows what picture you're putting up of him.
Yeah, I have to be very careful here now, don't I? Where is it? There we go. I love it. Yes. There you go. James Agnew, good man, James. Lads, what do you reckon to the idea that we play friendlies, be internationals with squads mostly containing League of Ireland players? Hamer did this with Iceland. I know he's keen to do it with us too. It'd be great exposure to international football for our domestic players.
Well, he did try to do it, and Stephen Bradley stopped it.
He shut it down.
But his comments did not help it go ahead.
They probably looked over at him and he just went, no, not happening. I think it's a good. Listen, I think it's a good idea. I think anything that gets these lads ready for international football, it's just more football. It's more learning. It's good. It's all good, James, as you know yourself. But yeah, Stephen Bradley didn't want to do it, so he didn't do it. Mr. Umbaget, well, wasn't the sole reason. Mr. Umbaget, I'm hoping this Israeli talk is parked on the run up to our playoff against Czechia. It's not fair in Hamer to players too much at stake. That's true, but unfortunately, I think it's unavoidable. Like if it's announced tomorrow that they're not playing a game in Dublin, it's going to be all about a thing. Or if it's confirmed to be in Tel Aviv, it's going to be all about that. But yeah, I get it. Brian Hogan said about John 106 goals. He said. James Agnew, in relation to Reece Brennan joining Bray Wanderers alone, what do you reckon? He looked the real deal last year for Bowes in his fleeting appearances. Very direct and exciting young player. But this season, Reynolds has seen fit to loan him out like he did with Keane Byrne and James McManus last season. Thoughts on that, Connor, quickly?
Well, I hope you don't try and turn up the Bray to watch him, James, because he's on loan at Cove. But yeah, he joined Cove. Yes, came on at half time, I believe, tonight. Yeah, very good young player. Very exciting young winger. Obviously, he made himself a hero with his goals against Rovers last season. He scored twice against Rovers last season, didn't he? And yeah, very exciting young player. And I think it's probably for the better to get a loan from him this year to get 90 minutes week in week out. I know he only got 45 today, but he signed yesterday. So yeah, a really good signing for Cove. I think it's a good move for Reece Brennan because he'll be probably the main man in that Cove team in that attack. So yeah, I expect him to have a big season and then hopefully go back into Bowes next year and make himself a staple in the team, because obviously he's very good in terms of what he offers the team, but obviously he still has to bulk up a bit because he is quite small, but he's young. Like,
there you go. Martin Fitzpatrick, the word is named after Captain Charles Boycott, agent of an absentee landlord in Ireland against whom the tactic was successfully employed as a suggestion by Irish nationalists. Thank you, Martin Fitzpatrick. Martin Fitzpatrick is the unsung hero of this podcast. He always just sends us stuff like in the background. Have you seen this, Martin? Thank you so much. And really, I probably don't thank you enough, but there you go. That is just typical Martin Fitzpatrick. looking forward to joining Javante Lane, or forward to having Javante Lane joining us, hopefully meant to be highly regarded from Canada, from League of Ireland Talk.
Have you watched him, Dave?
What? Nope.
Imagine you said, try to say, yeah, and put it up. You watch some lad from
No,
Canada.
I don't bullshit, man. I give it to you real.
Martin's tried to do.
real.
Martin's tried to do it. Remember, Martin's tried to do it a few times. I haven't done it to him in a while. You know what he used to do his thing, and I would go, "Why?" And he used to shit himself because he wouldn't know what to say.
I remember one time we were getting ready to. Got to pull back the curtain here a little bit. We were getting ready to record. We were getting ready to go live, and he was sitting there. He goes, "Yeah, I'll be ready in a minute." And he had his head down like that, and he wasn't paying attention. And I just turned around and said, "Hello and welcome to." And he literally just went like that. It was fucking so funny. He shat himself. So he fucking bastard.
He's not a West Ham fan. Wow. The way you said that.
He's a Jiminy Sweeper, isn't he, from London? Now we love Martin. Keemon, good man, Keemon. Again, thank you so much. How far is Tom McGrath from getting minutes with Cork? Oh, that's quick. See, Carol.
Probably a better question for John, but
sorry.
I'd say probably
sorry, John.
It's probably a bit away, isn't he? We're with the 17s this week. Yeah, so he's not really in. I wouldn't say he's a first team player yet, but no, obviously he obviously will get. I think he will definitely get minutes with the first team this season, with Cork. But I don't think he will be a regular as such.
Fair enough. Also, to be fair, McClean, his pace is amazing. If you take his Asian, okay, no, he's a specimen. He's so professional. Genuinely so professional. And continues. Waterford might push Galway towards a relegation playoff. Fingers crossed. John says thank you very much. John, thank you for coming on. We hope to get you on next week. Thank you so much. Excuse me, Aaron Gubbins. No, we got sacked from Juventus. I think that's the Tottenham
Spurs
guy.
interim. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. Cheers with Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Again, brilliant stuff. Johnson, Damien, hi. How's it going? Johnson, we're good. We hope you're well.
Sure, his name's Damien, and it's just backwards. Has to be Damien Johnson.
Damien Johnson.
Let us know. I'm guessing it's Damien.
Let us know, man. Thank you for watching. We really do appreciate it. John McCarthy, 72. Heimer to get a new contract if we lose to Czechia. Really? What percentage of his salary will he be donating to Paris for saving his reputation? Oh, you've upset Joe.
No, I haven't.
I don't know.
I've just said. Joe. I'm just saying what the reality is like, and I'm sure you know, Joe, yourself, that it is more likely than not. I'm not saying what I would do.
We're gonna do a video on that, by the way, before the Czechia game. We're gonna talk about, does he deserve a contract regardless of what happens to Czechia?
Yeah, but the problem is you think you're too big time to record myself and Martin anymore. You're just too big time.
I am, Connor. But oh no, we'll do it. And I will send over my schedule when we're done here, by the way, because I've actually got it finally halfway into February. Nick Count 66, some of the Irish League of Ireland players that played in European football has more experience than some of the current Irish players based in the UK. That's true.
In European football, yeah. Oh, yeah, from football, but there are certain players that have played in European football in Irish players that are clearly not better than some of the lads playing in England, like you do. There is. Yeah. It's a player by player scenario, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry. And we Rebel. What a shocking year for home games for the season ticket holders, apart from maybe a Denmark match.
What is it? It's hopefully Denmark, or it could be North Macedonia if they win either. Qatar, and then it would be what way is the order? Is it Israel, Austria, and Kosovo? So the biggest two bigs. Oh, well, the thing is, obviously Denmark at home for a final would beat any home game ever, really, at Lansdowne Road. Austria will be a good game because they're a good side, and Israel would be, if fans are allowed, and there's 52,000 Irish fans in that will be a spectacle, to say the least.
That will be a fine. That would be
a fine spectacle, a fine atmosphere.
Fine spectacle. Yeah, that just we'll have a whip round, $5 each. That should do it. That should cover the fines. Yeah, it's going to be something else. I know, but you know what, man? It doesn't matter if we qualify for this World Cup. Go and compete. Sorry, I was thinking of the song when I said I qualify for the World Cup, and then we have it, and we count ourselves really well. We get to the Nations League, man. Every game's going to be great. Every game's going to be special because then that means we're back. And that's the thing as well. That's what's so horrible about this Israel thing is that just strictly from a football point of view, that if we go to the World Cup, Connor, we qualify, we count ourselves really well. Football, man, in Ireland is going to be back where it belongs. That's at the very top. People getting excited. For too many fucking years, when I've gone over to Ireland, when there's a match on, I've been going over to the games for the last 7 years. Obviously, the COVID break, and if you wouldn't know there was a game on. That will come back. That will come back if we qualify for this World Cup, and then we got the Euros, and we're guaranteed back-to-back tournaments for the first time since 1990. By the way, where we qualified for back-to-back tournaments. So. Anyway. Ryan Key 4, would Devaney get a late shout for March camp if he has more good games with St. Mirren?
He's definitely within a shout because he's an excellent young player and he's absolutely brilliant. But it's kind of you kind of just have to wait and see. I think it's going to be very hard, not from the perspective ability wise, but I think Heimer's quite settled with his squad. He spoke about, the quotes came out earlier of him speaking, actually. I think there was an embargo till 5 o'clock today, where he spoke about the likes of he's not happy with the midfield situation at the moment in terms of injuries, because Knight, Malumbi aren't playing that much at the moment, although both of them had niggles is why they've kind of came out of the team, but I've never seen that. Knight's going through a patch moment that he hasn't had at Bristol City, was just not playing well. But I think it was going to happen eventually. Malumbi has been in and out because of injuries. Who else? Jack Taylor's been starting. He has been starting probably once every 2 out of 3 games. Jack Taylor's been starting, so he has been doing all right. But I don't think Heimer really sees him as a starter in a big game. He said, but Boston Lawal, he said that he's playing everywhere but midfield at the moment, which is obviously annoying to him because he's playing left back, right back. Joe was asked a question on it there, and I'll be able to provide further update on it. Dave, if you want to pull the comment up before you go to Bills and stuff first, if you go to Joe McCarthy, sir.
Yep. He asked, will Boston Lawal be ready for March?
And the answer is, Dave, I can actually say, yes, he will be.
Yes, he will. He will.
Because Mark Robbins had said 6 weeks. But Rep Tracker found out. I can't say who my source is, or I can't say how I found out, but Rep Tracker knows exactly, and that it is 4 weeks Boston Lawal will be out for. And what Mark Robbins said, there's a bit of confusion why he said 6. Obviously it could, maybe it's up to 6 weeks, maybe it's just to give him, maybe he doesn't want him to go on the international break, but Boston Lawal is absolutely desperate to make his international debut, and that's all he cares about at the moment, really, is getting in the squad for March and playing in March. And he will be picked if he's fit. I know a lot of people have had, I don't know if he's Dave, a few people trying to have to go at me on Twitter the other day when I said that he was going to be out coming up to the World Cup. Because some people don't realize actually how good of a player he is. And I think I'd argue that he could be our most important player if he actually comes into the team in March. But yeah, and then obviously, as Joe said about Conor Coventry, Conor Coventry's not playing at the moment either. He came out with an injury, and then Conor Cody, who they signed alone, is has been playing in midfield and doing quite well, and he only played 5 minutes the other night against Stoke. So yeah, none of our midfielders. Obviously Boston was playing well for Stoke, but he was playing everywhere but midfield because of injuries. So yeah.
Okay. Lovely stuff. We're gonna wrap this up now very quickly. Where will Kevin Long go? Ask him.
Don't have a clue, to be honest. Don't have a notion.
There you go. Bill, hi guys. Why are you still on? We're about to get off, Bill, but thank you very much. Hope you.
I actually don't know why we're still
on. Well, we're gonna wrap it up now in 2 seconds. The comments are coming in, but we got a couple here. Kimon says, got a feel for Boston. He got robbed of an appearance at Luxembourg Circus of a game and had that other injury earlier this season. Agree 100%. We won't bang on about that. Last one, and then we're going to wrap it up after this. Nick Can 66. What players would you both like to see in the Irish senior squad, Bosun? I want to see what he's about.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't need to see what he's like because I know how good of a player he is. He is unbelievable. But no, yeah, he likes himself. Andy Moore, obviously, but I don't think he'll get called up in March. But yeah, there's loads of players that I like to see. But I think of the lad maybe that wasn't in the last squad. think Boston Noel is the obvious player to come in. I'd love to see Robbie Brady come back in. Manning hasn't been playing neither really I know he scored midweek, didn't he? But he hasn't been playing regular minutes. I think that'll probably come in. Because obviously Sinclair, obviously I've always wanted him in the squad because I think he offers something different, but he hasn't been starting as much recently. So yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to come in. Although Alameda is still not back, but he has time as well. So yeah, I don't know who else.
No bother. Right, we're gonna leave it there. Connor, thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you for John, Jamie, John,
and Joe. I wouldn't call him up just for footballing reasons. I just don't think he's good enough to be in the squad. Dave, would you pick him just quickly?
No,
and Himmer did say he was at Ipswich's training ground the other day, and there was no talk of Smodex's attitude or anything. So he hasn't. Well, he said he hasn't looked into it or anything really. So he probably has, but that's it really. So we don't know. We'll find out more in March if he's picked.
Don't need him. Lads, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you again. We're going to be back next Friday. Hopefully we'll have more games to talk about. The lads will be live on Monday. If there is a new state of play just dropped before this, because somebody forgot to post it, didn't they, Connor?
Well, someone didn't turn up to the recordings.
I was busy. But anyway, that has just dropped for you Raw Plus subscribers. We're going to talk about Jim Ratcliffe. That should be interesting. I was going to do one, was getting too political, so I had to stop. Anyway, yes, and the lads are going to be back live on Monday. Keep an eye on socials for that. Of course, if there's any update, anything mad happens, anything breaks with the Israel thing, circus that's going to be engulfing this for the next 7 months, we will let you know. We'll probably do a show about it. Who knows? Or a couple of reactionary videos. Keep an eye on our social medias. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, head over to a Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter account. Spotify, give us a 5-star review if you wouldn't mind. Also, don't forget, if you really want to support us, in the link below, description below is the link for Roar Plus, $4.99 per month. It really, really does help us do what we're doing, and we thank you so much for that. For those of you who do it, thank you. You're legends. And also, you can make a one-off subscription payment if you want. Link is in the description below. Everything helps, guys. We really do appreciate it. And of course, you can get your sticker and beer mat pack as well. Thank you so much. We're going to leave it there. We've gone a little bit over time. Thank you for all the guys that came on. Amazing stuff. We're going to get you back on next week. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. This is Lance and Roar, the voice of the fans. League of Ireland After Hours, signing off. Good night. God bless.